Hi everyone and welcome to another tutorial. So today is going to be a bit of a mix of a create and how to paint tutorial. So focusing on my Cities of Sigmar bases that were loosely based on Aemon Hen from The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, where the breaking of the Fellowship and of course sadly where Boromir died. So just using some PLASTICARD, as you can see, and just a hobby knife, I'm just shaving away the edges of small squares of PLASTICARD that I've actually just used a pair of scissors to cut. And just to give that sort of broken tile sort of look. So as you can see, I've cut out a few different size pieces as I wanted them to be quite random. I didn't want them to all be even to one another. And as you can see as well, I've just placed them in a way in which I'm happy with them. And now just lifting each individual one and just adding some plastic glue. And then repositioning the PLASTICARD. Now of course, as you can see, I've obviously left the model off until this step was completed, just making it a lot easier. And then you can just simply glue your miniature on top. So as you can see, just a Chaos Black undercoat, and now I'm going to begin by applying Mechanicus Standard Grey over all of the tiles. Broken bits of stone, I should say. And you don't necessarily, at least for the style that I went for, you don't necessarily have to make these you know, really thick coats. You can just do pretty light single coats will be fine, as there's quite a few more steps to come that'll add a lot of detail to this. And without even really letting the Mechanicus Standard Grey dry, I'm just going to move on to DAWNSTONE and just looking to cover, I suppose, most of the broken stone. However, you can leave a little bit of the Mechanicus Standard Grey. Now, I have already applied the white pumice by Vallejo, just a really cool texture paint. You can of course work any colour over it. However, for my bases, I'll be going with RHINOX Hide by Citadel. And fairly watered down. And you might want to do 2 coats of this, just to ensure full coverage so you don't see any little like white specks left over. And after giving the RHINOX Hide a little bit of time to dry, I'm just going to dry brush TERMINATUS stone, the dry paint by Citadel, just over the entirety of the texture paint. And now I'm just going to begin by adding some moss effects. Now I'm going to be doing this predominantly over the broken stone tiles, but also throughout the base as well, over the texture paint. So just using some Castellan green by Citadel. And now just to begin highlighting the moss effect, I'm just going to use Loren Forest. And as you can see, for all of these mixes, they are fairly watered down. And really just looking to dab on these highlights as well, and mostly for the Loren Forest, as you can see as well, just focusing on the stone. And just as a final highlight to the moss, I'm just going to use some OGRYN camo, again, fairly watered down, and as you can see, just moving the paint around a little bit, just trying to give as realistic a moss effect as possible. So just as some final highlights, I decided to do some edge highlighting of the stone, as I really wanted it to stand out. So just some watered down ULTHUAN grey, and mostly just focusing on edge highlights, and also where I've cut the edges of the stone. You just want to aim to highlight around those as well, just to bring it all out a little bit more. And of course you can do some small scratch highlights as well over the stone. Just make sure you have the brush aimed on a downward angle, just to get the point down and make those scratch highlights as fine as possible. So as you can see there, from where I'd cut the PLASTICARD earlier, just working those angles as well, and you can see it really adds so much more to the stone. And just as a final touch, just some fine edge highlighting of dead white, but of course any white that you have will work just fine. And here are some photos of the completed miniature and of course the completed base. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.